Do you ever wonder what it's like to step into a room and make time stop just for a moment? Well, you've come to the right place. Welcome to Chris Steele Fragrances. Hey everybody, Chris Steele here at Chris Steele Fragrances. Tonight I have 10 of my sexiest compliment getting fragrances that are in my collection. They are all affordable, they all have great performance, and they can all be worn at certain times. Some are a little more season specific, others you could rock them any day of the year, signature scent. Like, comment, subscribe. Help me help you make the world a better smelling place. And the way we do that is by being a part of the channel. So I'm going to get right into it, right? So first, let's just get this out the way. This is the Compliment King. In fact, I would even argue that this is the granddaddy of most of your favorite Middle Eastern clones. And why would I say that? Why would you say that, Chris? There's so many other great fragrances out there. Well, this was the one back when clones were really starting to pop up. This was the one that had the highest quality, highest compliment factor, most wearable, smells great. If you don't know by now, I'm here to inform you. We're talking about lemon, smoky birch, a slight resemblance to Creed Aventus with the smokiness, but it has its own flavor. It's very, very strong lemon, very synthetic in the opening, but smells so good in the dry down and in the air. This pulls compliments, and that is Club de Nuit Intense Man from the House of Armaf. Next, staying in the line of Club de Nuit, because a lot of people, they have their preferences as far as lines go in these Middle Eastern houses. I love the Hawass line. I also really, really, really love Shagaf Oud line and Swiss Arabian. And for Armaf, it would have to be the Club de Nuit line. And this is Club de Nuit Milestone. This is a clone of Creed Millesime Imperium. There's a lot of well, not a lot, but there's a few other clones out there. Like there's Love and Luck from Ed Hardy. There's Diddy's cologne, Unforgivable. That's a fitting name. But this one, to me, is the best one out of all of those. Longevity is about 8 to 10 hours easily. I love this. I get so many compliments with this, and I love rocking this in the summer because it has this sweet, aromatic, almost watermelon kind of aroma to it. Very fresh, clean, sweet, crowd pleasing. It smells very, very good. So get your hands on it if you can. That is Club de Nuit Milestone from the House of Armaf. Next, also in the house or in the line of Club de Nuit. I'm just bringing them all out. The next one will be Club de Nuit Sillage, again from the House of Armaf. This is yet another Creed clone, and this one is Creed Silver Mountain Water. I'm not the craziest fan about the DNA, but this fragrance smells so good. It takes the original Silver Mountain Water and just to me, tones down the metallicness a little bit and adds a fresher, sweeter musk. I was at a doctor's office once, and I want to say it was a couple of years ago, and I was wearing this, and the lady who was taking my blood pressure, she and usually, people in doctor's office and stuff, at least in my town, because people are not the friendliest here, they don't usually stop and compliment you or anything like that. But she stopped and she was just like, "Oh my God, you smell so good. What is that?" And I told her, I said, Club de Nuit Sillage. She didn't know what it was, but she found out. Club de Nuit Sillage, fresh, clean, aromatic, smells very, very nice for the price. Just a good smelling fragrance. Next, from the house of Jupe or Yope if you're fancy. Jupe Home Wild. And this fragrance is a sleeper. In fact, I did a video on this when I first started the channel. I don't think a lot of people watched it, but I might have to bring this back because this is a hidden gem. And from what I understand, you can't really find these that easily anymore. This is like a sweet, uh, smells like sweet berries and something that is just, there's just really sexy about this fragrance. It's has a little bit of this dark sweetness without going animalic or going too vanillic. It's just, it's in right in the middle. So this would be great for like a fall day, even a fall night. You could actually make this a club fragrance. I was meeting with some friends and this older gentleman that I see him around, but I don't really associate him with like that. But he just came up to me out the blue. He was like, "Man, you smell real good. What is that? What is that?" So I had to let him know. So I let him know. Jupe Home Wild from the House of Jupe. All right, moving right along. From the House of Afnan, and I could have put his cousin in here or his bigger brother, whichever one you want to say, and that is 9 p.m. Rebel. This is an amazing fragrance. I wasn't excited when I was excited when I first got it, but I wasn't blown away when I first smelled it. But it sat in my closet for about a week or two. And then after that, I smelled it again and I was like, yeah. So it's a little, describing the scent profile might not sound like, it might sound kind of weird, but it does. So people said that this smells like Creed Aventus. People said that it smells like Hasselblad. People say it smells like Cod Al Farsan. And I can see, and I'm not going to sit here and discredit anybody's opinion. But what I will say is that it's almost like a combination of all of those. I don't really get too much of the Creed Aventus, honestly. It's mainly Cod Al Farsan and whatever Hashivat smells like, because I don't know what that one smells like. But I assume that it's fruity and that it has that musky aspect that Creed Aventus sort of has. But if you ask me, this almost has like a BR540 dry down a little bit. It's like Cod Al Farsan and BR540 had a baby and named it 9 p.m. Rebel. The performance is crazy, so be very careful with this. Performance is above average. We're talking about 9 to 11 hours. On clothes, it will stay on clothes until you wash it. So just be mindful of your sprays. This is great for the summer, fall. You could pretty much wear this year round. It could signature scent worthy if you're bold, you like sweet, playful, colorful scents. This is very fruity, very pineapple forward, very musky, and very, very sexy. Women love this kind of fragrance. And that is 9 p.m. Rebel from the House of Afnan. Next, I had to bring out a heavy hitter. And that will be Hawassi Elixir from the House of Rasasi. And this one is probably, for me, is the best Lamal Elixir clone. It's even better than the Kingdom. And I love the Kingdom. The Kingdom is great and it performs amazing. But this has so much more depth. It has more pronounced mint. That the ambers in this are way heavier. And honestly, and this is saying something because Kingdom is beast, but this is Godzilla. This is King Kong. This is Cthulhu. This is just a monster. This is just a straight, flat out monster. It performs crazy. 10 to 12 hours in the clothes. They don't come out till you wash. So very, very sexy fragrance. This is something you could wear on a date night. And I'm not going to sit here and explicitly say that you might get laid or something like that. But I'll just let your imagination kind of put the pieces together. And depending on what kind of woman you've got, something might happen. I'll just put it that way. It smells amazing. Whenever I wear this, the hugs are out of this world. People just, they want to try to wrap their arms around these big shoulders, man. I tell you. So, from the House of Hawassi, or from the House of Rasasi, Hawassi Elixir. All right, moving right along. Now, from the House of Hodluch, or Kodluch, however you say that, Shiaka Blue. When you talk about compliments, you cannot leave this one out. I know that there are newer fragrances in this line. I know that this fragrance has been talked about. I know that this fragrance is not $400. I know that this fragrance isn't made by a fancy or maybe it's made by a fancy perfumer, but it's not made by a fancy house. But what I will tell you is that Hodluch makes great fragrances, and that even though this one has been out for a while, for me, I don't know about anybody else, this is probably going to be one of those ones that stays in my collection for quite a long time. And the reason being is because not only is it compliment getting and it smells really, really good, and I love the scent profile, but it is extremely versatile. It has elements of Bleu de Chanel. It has elements of Invictus with the dry down. But it is a unique twist of both of those fragrances, and much more affordable, but smells great, gets a lot of compliments, and is great for the summer. This is also very much a signature scent worthy fragrance, incense, bubblegum, shower gel kind of smell. It's just a really, really nice one to have in the collection. That is Shiaka Blue from the House of Hodluch, or Kodluch. KhaDja. The K and the H. I've noticed. I've just been kind of hacking away at Arabic and trying to get the names right as best as I can. I listen to Aromatics and I hear the way he says it, so I'm like, okay, yeah, he speaks Arabic. So if I can try to emulate how that sounds, I might get the title right. So ain't no shame in my game, you know. Fake it till you make it, right? Okay. Next, from the House of French Avenue, Liquid, damn, drop the top. Liquid Broom from the House of French Avenue. And this one smells amazing. Clone of Voltaire. If you don't know, you know now. And smells really, really good. Spray on the top. The other day I smelled this and I realized one of the reasons why I really like this fragrance is because it's associated with a scent memory. I don't know because I was very, very young, but I do remember the taste and the smell of it. There was this root beer. I don't know the name of it. No, I do know. I just figured it out. Okay. Do you remember the root beer candy? Some of you guys are old enough that you remember the root beer barrel candies. There were these little candies that looked like barrels and they were root beer flavor. That's what this smells like to me. I feel like if this had a taste, that's what it would taste like. So it has this almost woody, almost licoricey kind of, not in a bad way, not black licorice or anything sour, but just stay with me. With orange blossom and wood. Very sweet, very sexy, and can get you a ton of compliments, among other things. So, that's all that needs to be said about this fragrance. If you want to talk about performance, there's no need. Just spray it on and wash it off. That's all I got to say. And that is Liquid Broom from the House of French Avenue. All right. Next, from the House of Mason Alhambra, we have Scepter Malachite. And you know it had to make this list. Because although there are other Argos God of Fire clones out there, this one is the most affordable and smells great. The quality beats the price. I mean, the amount of, I don't even know the word, the amount of skill, care, artistry, and attention that was made making this fragrances is why I still have this in my collection. Why I have not gone and got another Argos God of Fire. Because what's the point of buying 10 clones? You know, it's like if one works, you don't need 5 more. And this one definitely works. It's very addictive smelling. This has that bitter bergamot that comes off as mango. It has this sweet musk. And I noticed that that's kind of a running trend with the really sexy compliment getting fragrances. They tend to have a little bit of sweet musk to them. You know, they might have a little wood, they might have a little floral, but it always seems that it's the musk coupled with the sweetness that gives it its edge. And this is fruity, but very citrus forward. And the musk just makes this so, it's like a fizzy musk, very aromatic musk with that gorgeous mango. So if you don't know now you know. Scepter Malachite from the House of Mason Alhambra. Anyway, that has been 10 fragrances for your ass. Help me help you make the world a better smelling place. Like, comment, subscribe, and as always, I will see you in the next one. It has been great. Peace. Do you ever wonder what it's like to step into a room and make time stop just for a moment? Well, you've come to the right place. Welcome to Chris Steele Fragrances.